Hello and welcome back to the reading of the Holy Bible. Today we will be continuing with the book of Josue, and we will be reading chapters 17, 18, 19, and 20. Chapter 17, Territory of the Manassites. And this lot fell to the tribes of Manasseh, for he is the firstborn of Joseph, to Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Galaad, who was a warlike man, and had for possession Galaad and Basan, and to the rest of the children of Manasseh, according to their families, to the children of Abiezer, and to the children of Helek, and to the children of Israel, and to the children of Shechem, and to the children of Hepher, and to the children of Samaria. These are the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their kindreds, possessions of the daughters of Salphad. But Salphad, the son of Hepher, the son of Galaad, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters, whose names are these: Mahlah, and Noah, and Heglah, and Melchah, and Thirsa. And they came in the presence of Eleazar, the priest, and of Josue, the son of Nun, and of the princes, saying, The Lord commanded by the hand of Moses, that a possession should be given us in the midst of our brethren. And he gave them according to the commandment of the Lord a possession amongst the brethren of their father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh. Behold, the land of Galaad and Basan beyond the Jordan. For the daughters of Manasseh possessed inheritance in the midst of his sons. And the land of Galaad fell to the lot of the rest of the children of Manasseh. Apologize, pardon me. Boundaries of the territory of Manasseh. And the border of Manasseh was from Eser, Machamath, which looketh towards Shechem, and it goeth out on the right hand by the inhabitants of the fountain of Tappuah. For the lot of Manasseh took in the land of Tappuah, which is on the borders of Manasseh, and belongs to the children of Ephraim, and the border goeth down to the valley of the reeds, to the south of the torrent of the cities of Ephraim, which are in the midst of the cities of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh is on the north side of the torrent, and the outgoings of it are at the sea, so that the possession of Ephraim is on the south, and on the north that of Manasseh, and the sea is the border of both, and they are joined together in the tribe of Aser on the north, and in the tribe of Issachar on the east. Canaanites are not driven out, and the inheritance of Manasseh in Issachar and in Aser was Bethsan and its villages, and Jeblam with its villages, and the inhabitants of Dor with the towns thereof, the inhabitants also of Endor with the villages thereof, and in like manner in the inhabitants of Thanech with the villages thereof, and the inhabitants of Megiddo with their villages, and the third part of the city of Nopheth. Neither could the children of Manasseh overthrow these cities, but the Canaanite began to dwell in his land. But after that the children of Israel were grown strong. They subdued the Canaanites and made them their tributaries, and they did not kill them. Land of the children of Joseph increased. And the children of Joseph spoke to Josue and said, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to possess, whereas I am of so great a multitude, and the Lord hath blessed me? And Josue said to them, If thou be a great people, go up into the woodland, and cut down room for thyself in the land of the Pharisite and the Rephaims, because the possession of Mount Ephraim is too narrow for thee. And the children of Joseph answered him, We cannot go up to the mountains, for the Canaanites that dwell in the lowlands wherein are situated Bethsan with its towns, and Jezreel in the midst of the valley, have chariots of iron. And Josue said to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, Thou art a great people, and of great strength. Thou shalt not have one lot only, but thou shalt possess the mountain, and shalt cut down the wood, and make thyself room to dwell in, and mayest proceed farther, when thou hast destroyed the Canaanites, who, as thou sayest, have iron chariots, and are very strong. Chapter 18. The tabernacle set up at Silo. And all the children of Israel assembled together in Silo, and there they set up the tabernacle of the testimony, and the land was subdued before them. Surveyors appointed to divide the land. But there remained 7 tribes of the children of Israel, which as yet had not received their possessions. And Josue said to them, How long are you indolent and slack, and go not in to possess the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, hath given you? Choose of every tribe 3 men, that I may send them, and they may go and compass the land, and mark it out according to the number of each multitude, and bring back to me what you have marked out. Divide to yourselves the land into 7 parts. Let Judah be in his bonds on the south side, and the house of Joseph on the north. The land in the midst between these mark ye out into 7 parts, and you shall come hither to me, that I may cast lots for you before the Lord your God. For the Levites have no part among you, but the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance, and Gad and Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, have already received their possessions beyond the Jordan eastward, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them. And when the men were risen up to go to mark out of the land, Josue commanded them, saying, Go around the land and mark it out, and return to me, that I may cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh. So they went, and surveying it, divided it into 7 parts, writing them down in a book. And they returned to Josue, to the camp in Shiloh. Chapter 18 and verse 6 clarification. The land in the midst between these mark ye out into 7 parts. An example, the rest of the land which is not already assigned to Judah or Joseph. Resuming with verse 10. Casting lots for the land. And he cast lots before the Lord in Shiloh, and divided the land to the children of Israel into 7 parts. The territory of Benjamin. And first came up the lot of the children of Benjamin, by their families to possess the land between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph, and their border northward was from the Jordan going along by the side of Jericho on the north side, and thence going up westward to the mountains, and reaching to the wilderness of Bethaven. And passing along southward by Luzah, the same as Bethel, and it goeth down into Ataroth Adar, to the mountain that is on the south of the nether Beth-horon. And it bendeth thence going round towards the sea, south of the mountain that looketh towards Beth-horon to the southwest, and the outgoings thereof are into Kiriath-baal, which is called also Kiriatharim, a city of the children of Judah. This is their coast towards the sea westward. But on the south side the border goeth out from part of Kiriatharim towards the sea, and cometh to the fountain of the waters of Nephtoah. And it goeth down to that part of the mountain that looketh on the valley of the children of Enom, and is over against the north quarter in the furthermost part of the valley of Rephaim. And it goeth down into Ginom, that is the valley of Enom, by the side of the Jebusite to the south, and cometh to the fountain of Rogel, passing thence to the north and going out to Ensemis, that is to say, the fountain of the sun. And it passeth along to the hills that are over against the ascent of Adummim, and it goeth down to Abinboim, that is, the stone of Boan, the son of Reuben. And it passeth on the north side to the Champaign countries, and goeth down into the plain. And it passeth by Bethhaglah northward, and the outgoings thereof are towards the north of the most salt sea at the south end of the Jordan, which is the border of it on the east side. This is the possession of the children of Benjamin, by their borders round about and their families. Cities of Benjamin. And their cities were Jericho, and Bethhaglah, and Valley Casus, Beth-arabah, and Samarim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Aphrah, and Ophirah, the town Emona, and Ophni, and Gebi, 12 cities and their villages, Gabam, and Ramah, and Beroth, and Mespheh, and Kaphara, and Amosa, and Rechem, Jeriphel, and Therela, and Selah, Eleph, and Jebus, which is Jerusalem, Gabath, and Kiriath, 14 cities and their villages. This is the possession of the children of Benjamin by their families. Chapter 19, Territory of Simeon. And the second lot came forth for the children of Simeon by their kindreds, and their inheritance was 2 in the midst of the possession of the children of Judah, Beer, Sabi, and Molada, and Hazarol, Bala, and Esem, and Elthalad, Bethel, and Harma, and Sislig, and Beth Markaboth, and Hasarusa, and Beth Lebaoth, and Sorahen, 13 cities and their villages, Ain, and Rimmon, and Athor, and Asen, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages round about these cities to Baaleth, Beer, Ramoth, to the south quarter. This is the inheritance of the children of Simeon, according to their kindreds. In the possession and lot of the children of Judah, because it was too great, and therefore the children of Simeon had their possession in the midst of their inheritance. Territory of Zabulon. And the third lot fell to the children of Zabulon by their kindreds, and the border of their possession was unto Sarid. And it went up from the sea and from Marilah, and came to Debeseth, as far as the torrent which is over against Jechonim. And it returneth from Sarid eastward to the borders of Sisal-the-Bor, and it goeth out to Dabereth, and ascendeth towards Jephi, and it passeth along from thence to the east side of Geth-Hefer, and Thakatsen, and goeth out to Ramon, Amthar, and Noah. And it turneth about to the north of Hanathon and the outgoings thereof are the valley of Jethethel, and Katith and Naalol, and Semaran and Jadelah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities and their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Zebulun by their kindreds, the cities and their villages. Territory of Issachar. Though the fourth lot came out to Issachar by their kindreds, and his inheritance was Jezreel, and Casaloth, and Sunam, and Hapharim, and Sion, and Anahareth, and Raboth, and Sesion, Abas, and Remeth, and En-Ginnam, and En-Haddah, and Beth-Suphis, and the border thereof came to Thabor, and Sheshemah, and Beth-Semes, and the outgoings thereof shall be at the Jordan. 16 cities and their villages. This is the possession of the sons of Issachar by their kindreds, their territories and their villages. The cities and their villages. Territory of Aser. And the fifth lot fell to the tribe of the children of Aser by their kindreds, and their border was Helkath, and Chali, and Beton, and Aksaph, and Elmelech, and Amad, and Mesel. And it reacheth to Carmel by the sea, and Seor, and Labanath, and it returneth towards the east to Beth Dagon, and passeth along to Zebulun into the valley of Jethel towards the north to Bethemech, and Nahil, and it goeth out to the left side of Kibul, and to Abaron, and Rohab, and Haman, and Cana, as far as the great Sidon, and it returneth to Hormah, to the strong city of Tyre, and to Hosa, and the outgoings thereof shall be at the sea from the portion of Aksabah, and Ammah, and Aphek, and Rohab, 22 cities and their villages. This is the possession of the children of Aser by their kindreds and the cities and their villages. Territory of Naphtali. The sixth lot came out to the sons of Naphtali by their families. And the border began from Heleth and Elon to Sinanim, and Adami, which is Neseb, and Jebnil, which even to Lacum, and their outgoings unto the Jordan. And their border returneth westward to Azinathabor, and goeth out from thence to Hukua, and passeth along to Zabulon southward, and to Aser westward, and to Judah upon the Jordan towards the rising of the sun. And the strong cities are Asidim, Seir, and Emath, and Rakath, and Senereth, and Edamah, and Aramah, Asor, and Cetus, and Edrei, and Hasor, and Joran, and Magdalil, Horam, and Bethaneth, and Bethsemes, 19 cities and their villages. This is the possession of the tribe of the children of Naphtali by their kindreds, the cities and their villages. Territory of Dan. The seventh lot came out to the tribe of the children of Dan by their families. And the border of their possession was Sarah and Esthethel, and Hiersemes, that is, the city of the sun, and Selabin, and Aelon, and Jethelah, Elon, and Themnah, and Akron, Eltheke, Gibbethon, and Baalith, and Jud, and Bain, and Barak, and Gethramon, and Mejarkon, and Erechon, with the border that looketh towards Joppe, and is terminated there. And the children of Dan went up and fought against Lasem, and took it, and they put it to the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt in it, calling the name of it Lasem Dan, by the name of Dan their father. This is the possession of the tribe of the sons of Dan, by their kindreds, the cities, and their villages. Josue receives a portion, and when he had made an end of dividing the land by lot to each one by their tribes, the children of Israel gave a possession to Josue, the son of Nun, in the midst of them, according to the commandment of the Lord, the city which he asked for, Themanath, Sarah, in Mount Ephraim, and he built up the city and dwelt in it. These are the possessions which Eleazar the priest and Josue the son of Nun, and the princes of the families and of the tribes of the children of Israel, distributed by lot and silo, before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the testimony, and they divided the land. Chapter 20. Cities of refuge for manslaughter. And the Lord spoke to Josue, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, Appoint cities of refuge, of which I spoke to you, by the hand of which I spoke to you by the hand of Moses, that whoever shall kill a person unawares may flee to them, and may escape the wrath of the kinsman, who is the avenger of blood. And when he shall flee to one of these cities, he shall stand before the gate of the city, and shall speak to the ancients of that city, such things as prove him innocent, and so shall they receive him, and give him a place to dwell in. And when the avenger of blood shall pursue him, they shall not deliver him into his hands, because he slew his neighbor unawares, and is not proved to have been his enemy 2 or 3 days before. And he shall dwell in that city, till he stand before judgment, to give an account of his fact, and to the death of the high priest who shall be at that time. Then shall the manslayer return, and go into his own city, and house from whence he fled. 6 cities of refuge, and they appointed Siddas in Galilee of Mount Naphtali, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kiriath Arb, the same is Hebron in the mountain of Judah. And beyond the Jordan, to the east of Jericho, they appointed Basor, which is upon the plain of the wilderness of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Galeed of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Basan of the tribe of Manasseh. These cities were appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the strangers that dwelt among them, that whosoever had killed a person unawares might flee to them, and not die by the hand of the kinsman, coveting to revenge the blood that was shed, until he should stand before the people to lay open his cause. Thank you very much for joining me for chapters 17, 18, 19, and 20 of Josue of the Holy Bible. Join us next week for chapters 21, chapters 22, 23, and 24. And then that will actually be finished. We'll be finishing Josue next week, and after that, the week after, we will be moving on to the first book of Judges. So, actually just the book of Judges. I was getting that confused with Kings. I apologize. So, okay. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. You make sure that you all happen to have a wonderful week, and God bless.